Allen. Peters. Allen. In for Arnautovic. Shaqiri's in there. Bailly is in the right place.
Well, credit to Stoke, because they're hanging in there thanks to the keeper in part, and they're finding some ambition, some adventure about their game. And well, suggestion that there was a knock by Ibrahimovic into the chest of Shawcross. Difficult for officials to spot that amongst the melee.
Shawcross has got free here, but Ibrahimovic with an important defensive header at the near post. And Rashford can bring it away and set Old Trafford abuzz again, as he often did.
I thought Mark Hughes might go for the trip then.
He might have been tempted.
He backed off.
That's Bonnie. Whelan seeking out Arnautovic.
Oh, what a take.
Into Allen. More promising signs for Stoke City here, and it's Shaqiri up against Bailly. Back to Arnautovic. Shaqiri again. Only Bonnie in the box. Peters.
Well, I can confirm that wasn't a shot like his last one. He's looking to cross that. And again, the lack of quality that irks Mark Hughes.
They're finding themselves in situations of promise. And for all the feeling that Manchester United should have at least a lead, there are certain aspects of the game that will encourage Mark Hughes and co. Mata. Rashford.
Yeah, he was aware that Blind was there, of course. He's just got too much on it. Simple as.
A man who has barely put a foot wrong. Don't call him a man. I mean, he's still a boy, really. Imagine how good he'll be when he grows up.
I think he's a phenomenal talent. I love about him is that he's an engager of defenders. He just loves to run at them, and he's got, for a tall guy, he's got lovely feet, very clever feet.
Scored an extraordinary goal the other day at Northampton. That was the definition of a lost cause that he turned into gold, really.
The keeper was a big help towards
well,
that.
He was, yeah, but
you still have to make it happen.
If he doesn't chase it down, it doesn't happen, does it?
Yeah. A bit like Sanchez with Gary Cahill.
The League Cup may be a very important competition for Manchester United. It has tended to be for Jose Mourinho in his time in England, a real staging post. Mata hoping to get to this. Peters unable to prevent it creeping out for a corner. And you know what that means. He enjoyed defending them though. Dennis Smith, a member of that 76 side that won here. And they don't make him like him anymore. Once completed an entire first division game with a chipped bone in his spine and broke just about every other one in his body. That's Lingard.
A chipped bone in his spine, that sounds nasty. Let's just say that
it's going to hurt.
The medical side of it's moved on,
yeah,
thankfully.
It's fair to say, yes. It's a foul, or was it a foul by Smalling? Mark Hughes certainly thought so. Bobby Madley's view was different, and that's the important one. This is Ibrahimovic. Blind. Pogba.
He kind of half stood on the ball, but the Stoke fans are booing because they felt that Allen was clearly pushed by Smalling. Is it just a clip of the heel? Yeah, I mean, the referee, obviously, from his vantage point, just felt that he was just kind of dropping a little too easily, and that Smalling hadn't caught him, but he's felt a little touch, Allen.
Well, thankfully, from his point of view, controversy averted, because Manchester United didn't make anything of the counter. That's Bonnie. Whelan. Peters. Arnautovic. Jeff Cameron. It's a free kick against Bay.
Yeah, got a bit on the ball, but body first. Seemed to just kind of, yeah. He caught the back of Allen before he made contact.
Well, a young man with so much promise, Eric Bay, 22. Rashford. Joe Allen up against Daley Blind. Hasn't really done much training this week, Joe Allen, because of a hamstring concern. Well, Whelan, pretty clear what he thought about that.
Yeah, he's having a little pop at Pogba as well. Yeah, I mean, he's because he's gone through it and got nothing on the ball, the referee has taken that as an attempt to take Pogba out, but I'm not sure that was the case.
Glenn Whelan, very much from the school of hard knocks.
Yeah, and listen, Mr. Reliable. I mean, you know, successive Stoke managers just select him. He's almost the first name that goes on the sheet.
Immovable, isn't he? And, started out wearing a similar shade of blue at Manchester City. Made one appearance for them.
And he keeps it simple. You know, he doesn't try anything over elaborate. Just plays a sensible game, and he does a very good job in that Stoke midfield.
An important job in the dressing room too. He's one of those characters who's come through the lot with Stoke City.
And it remains 0-0, and big encouragement to Stoke City. It probably shouldn't be that way. I'm sure Manchester United will probably agree with that. That, you know, if they were a little more ruthless, a bit more clinical, then they might have a 1 or possibly 2 goal lead here. But if Stoke can get to the dressing room at half-time with their goal intact, something to work on, a foundation to go with second half.
Something they'd be pleased with in any circumstances, never mind their current ones. Is Lingard. Ibrahimovic. Is there a touch too much elaboration at times? Herrera. Allen. Pogba. Ibrahimovic. Nothing doing.
Looked like a push on Ibrahimovic.
Whelan in towards Shaqiri. Trying to torment Smalling here. Oh.
Yeah, the contact was minimal, and I think he's gone down a little too softly then.
Can Bonnie hold it up? Bailly stepped in with authority, and here's Mata. He's found Blind. Closing in on the interval. United hoping to click into gear here. It's Antonio Valencia. Herrera pulling into a promising space on the edge of the box. There he is. Caught it well enough.
Yeah, Valencia, if he had better control to begin with, he probably could have shifted at his feet and get the cross in, but nonetheless, he's got his head up and was looking for the support.
Valencia's ball. Bruno Martins Indy on the end of it. Now it's Pogba's turn.
Worth a hit. I mean, one of these days, he's had so many efforts from range this season. One of these days, you know, one's going to fly in the top corner. This one just a little uncontrolled, but not the worst. But that's brilliant. That was a huge save early on, and then from Mata over the top. And this is the one for me. This is the best of the lot from Lingard. Fantastic Lee Grant.
Jack Butland's still on the road to recovery after his major ankle problems. Might have a shot finding his place back if Lee Grant can keep that up. Allen. Arnautovic.
Yeah, I think it's Manchester United with great promise and Stoke with a little more hope.
And Johnson taking it out of play. Under pressure. I'm about to see that there will be one added minute at the end of this half. Can United make the most of the time that remains? Pogba. Ibrahimovic. Blind steps in. There's Ibrahimovic again. Mata. Both ended up on the floor. Joe Allen came out with the ball. Shaqiri.
Yeah, that's persisted through Stoke City's game in this first half. The wastefulness at times when, you know, there are easier passes on. Just to be able to keep the ball a little higher up the pitch. That's the area they've got to improve upon for the second half.
He's had a couple of moments where he might have been better able to hold on to the ball. Well, United will certainly feel they should be trotting in with a half-time lead. Zlatan Ibrahimovic amongst those denied by the brilliance of Lee Grant in that first half. 3 important saves, 2 absolutely outstanding, in particular the third one from Jesse Lingard, which was right up there. But Stoke will be encouraged at the interval as well. They've got through to the break without conceding. They did have one big chance of their own, which fell to the feet of Jeff Cameron. And at the break here at Old Trafford, it is Manchester United 0, Stoke City 0.
The frustration of football. United have come the closest and on plenty of occasions, but that Stoke keeper Lee Grant holding strong. A plan is being formulated for the second half. We'll discuss next.
Today we're going to be comparing the roll-form steel bed of the Chevy Silverado to the aluminum bed of this competitor's truck. Awesome. Yeah. First, let's check out the aluminum bed of this truck. Wow. Holy moly. Full on crack here. Now let's check out the steel bed of the Silverado.
I'd expect more dents. No holes.
It's Truck Month. Find your tag and get over $11,000 total value on this Silverado All-Star. Or now through October 10th, get 0% financing for 72 months on all 2016 Silverado pickups. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
I'm like a sponge for this stuff. I can learn it, get it, sell it. I can do this job in my sleep better than some people can do awake. I just want to make sure this brain stays in hyperdrive.
Hey, we hear you. That's why AARP created Staying Sharp. It's more than brain games. It's a personalized 360 approach to brain health with assessments and tools that can help you keep your brain sharp. If you don't think this is right for me when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Get to know us at aarp.org/possibilities.
He is the most interesting man in the world.
¿Crees que habrá alguien tan interesante como él?
No es fácil saberlo.
Undrafted, Tuesday at 8, only on NFL Network.
It's Cardinals, it's Niners, it's Thursday. Anything can happen on Thursday. Thursday Night Football, Thursday at 8 on NFL Network.
Attention parents of children with cerebral palsy. If you suspect a medical mistake may have occurred at or near the time of birth, call Science and Kirk for a free legal consultation.
Call 1-800-336-5513. That's 1-800-336-5513.
Are you being audited and do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a tax doctor now.
Hey, can you give me a lift to a couple of auto parts stores?
Why waste your time and gas when all you have to do is go to rockauto.com. See thousands of parts, even for your old car. Super fast shipping and amazing low prices.
Wow.
At rockauto.com, you'll find the pictures, specifications, and application details you need to choose the right parts at great prices. Delivered to your home or business. Rock Auto, all the parts your car will ever need.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
Welcome to Premier League halftime, presented by the new Volkswagen Golf All-Track with 4Motion all-wheel drive.
Plenty of chances in that first 45 minutes at Old Trafford in an opening game of the day. Goalless between Manchester United and Stoke City. Let's bring you the Geico first half highlight and an early chance, Robbie, from Big Zlatan.
Yeah, slick start to the game by Manchester United, and Pogba's going to pick the ball up in an advanced position. Does brilliantly to wiggle it through and get the ball into Zlatan, and he takes the shot, and the goalkeeper just reads his intention. First question was Zlatan onside. You see here, yeah, it clearly is. Arnautovic playing him on. And then he sort of shows the goalkeeper the eyes, but goes to the near post. Lee Grant does a great job of dealing with the problem. Zlatan just disappointed he doesn't get his goal. And Stoke had the moments, had to defend for long periods and defended with some discipline. But when they did get forward, this was the best of them. Jeff Cameron doesn't quite have the conviction with his strike. Mark Hughes is disappointed. And then here's the best bit of football. It's the kind of football we showed on the tactics board this morning. Well, Mata starting the play. Pogba being given licence to get forward because of Herrera's position in the game. They do it brilliantly. And for $116 million, I'm afraid you've got to be hitting the back of the net.
More chances for United, Kyle?
They can't beat him on the ground, so Juan Mata tries to go to the air, and Grant shows good athletic ability to tip that one over the bar. Very creative from Juan Mata. And then Zlatan Ibrahimovic was so dangerous in the first half, showing great pace to get on the end of this. Watch these little moves here. Great footwork to unbalance Martin Zindi. And that's such a good reaction save at the near post here. And you'll get a look at the run from Lingard, who delays it. Perfectly timed run. It's just a poor performance from the Stoke goalkeeper.
And the Stoke goalkeeper Lee Grant has never before played at Old Trafford. What a way to make an impression, that's for certain. Robbie, do you think that Manchester United will rue those chances, or is it just a sign that the door is going to open at some point?
No, I think they've played well with better. I think it was a Leicester-type performance just without the goals. That will disappoint. It's a strange one at 0-0. I think both managers will be reasonably pleased. I think Mourinho will know that they've played well, they've had the chances. He'll obviously want them to take one of those. But Stoke, on the other hand, have had the moments, defended better, and once or twice have got forward and looked like they might be a threat.
Robbie said that for over $100 million, Paul Pogba should be putting some of these goals away. Let's have a look at his first half and your thoughts, Kyle.
My thoughts are finally they're putting him in positions to get these goals. I mean, we've seen long-range efforts. We've seen Paul Pogba trying to put his influence on the match. But this new new freer role where he's a little more advanced and Herrera sits behind him has unlocked him. And we talk a lot about balance. We talked about it before the game, Robbie.
Yeah.
More often than not, you talk about balance in terms of making things a little more conservative. He's actually made things a little more risky, Mourinho, and Pogba is benefiting from that.
Yeah, he's given him a little bit more freedom. He's becoming the all-action player that Manchester United fans bought, and it's definitely Herrera sitting there has given him that licence to do that.
Stoke will be happy?
I think they'll be happy in terms of the extra, that risky style I'm talking about, the balance of letting Pogba go forward. Herrera is really the only reason that they haven't been more effective in transition. They have their moments. I thought Allen was really good.
Allen's been good, yeah. Really good.
Okay, so United certainly have had their chances in that first half. They're knocking on Stoke's door. These two haven't drawn 0-0 in the league, by the way, since 1968. Goals should come.
It's 8 on Sunday morning.
You like football? Yeah. It's DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. I can watch every Sunday Ticket game live on any device.
I'm retired. I just sit here watching nothing. If I were you, I'd work as long as you can.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV and watch live football anywhere. Switch today and get a $100 reward card.
Introducing the new turbocharged Golf All-Track. The new Golf All-Track with 4Motion all-wheel drive. Soon to be everywhere.
Your car insurance policy is 22 pages long. Did you read every word? Nope. Only lawyers do that. So when you got rear-ended and you needed a tow, your insurance company told you to look at page 5 on your policy. Did it say, great news, you're covered on page 5? No. It said, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah, blah.
The Liberty Mutual app with Coverage Compass makes it easy to know what you're covered for and what you're not. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Introducing the new turbocharged Golf All-Track. The new Golf All-Track with 4Motion all-wheel drive. Soon to be everywhere.
Coming up at 9:15, Spurs host Manchester City. What a game that should be. Both sides are unbeaten. Will something give today? Kick-off 9:15, as I say. And at the same time, but over on Premier League extra time, Leicester meet in-form Southampton. The champions are looking good in the Champions League. Not so much in the Premier League after losing 4-1 at Manchester United last weekend. Those two games kicking off at the same time. Then after that, to celebrate 20 years in charge, Arsenal and Arsene Wenger get a trip to Burnley. Kick off at 11:30 here on NBCSN. Match of the day 2 is tonight at midnight.
You push and pull and struggle and fight and love to run your business. And when you need legal help with that business, we're here for you. We're LegalZoom. And over the last 10 years, we've helped 1 million business owners navigate everyday challenges. So visit us today for the legal help you need to start and run your business. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
Introducing the new turbocharged Golf All-Track. The new Golf All-Track with 4Motion all-wheel drive. Soon to be everywhere.
Rated everyone. What is a world without walls? It's where every road is an open invitation. This is Forza Horizon 3.
Is that iced tea?
Nope, it's lemonade.
Is that iced tea?
Lemonade.
Iced tea?
What's with these people, man? Lemonade. Read the sign. Lemonade. Read it.
Okay.
Delicious.
Iced tea at a lemonade stand? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Marin saved by switching to Geico.
It's lemonade, man.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Level up your fall style. Find your style at Men's Warehouse with head-to-toe savings. Buy one, get one free is going on now through Sunday, including our designer denim. Men's Warehouse. Rise to the occasion.
Introducing the new turbocharged Golf All-Track.
The new Golf All-Track with 4Motion all-wheel drive. Soon to be everywhere.
Sunday night is football night. Tonight the guys will be in the Steel City as Alex Smith and the Chiefs take on Antonio Brown and the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. Bob Costas and Dan Patrick host Football Night in America, 7 Eastern, only on NBC. Both Jose Mourinho and Mark Hughes will be relatively happy with that first half. United are getting closer. Mark Hughes' keeper is having a worldly Old Trafford debut. Second half next.
Progressive claims to show people their competitors' rates alongside their direct rate to save you money. But what's really going on? When played backwards at 1/8 speed, we can clearly hear. What could that mean?
Tom! They're just commercials.
Or are they?
You're waking the neighbors.
Well, Mom, maybe the neighbors need to be woke.
I think it's actually awoken.
No, that doesn't even seem right.
No, it's awoken.
Revealing the truth to help you save.
Introducing the new turbocharged Golf All-Track. The new Golf All-Track with 4Motion all-wheel drive. Soon to be everywhere.
This is Lynchburg, Tennessee. This is how many people were born here. This is how many are named Hiawatha Kitty McGee. This guy keeps the town dry. These guys would prefer it a little wet. This many are proud of what we make here. This is how many will go around bragging about it. This is our town. For 150 years, the home of Jack Daniels. If you can't get here, just look for one of our postcards. They look like this.
Introducing the new turbocharged Golf All-Track. The new Golf All-Track with 4Motion all-wheel drive. Soon to be everywhere.
With full game replays, you can replay entire games, which gives you more football. Start your free trial at NFL.com/Game Pass.
When you send money internationally, doesn't it feel like a chunk goes missing? Well, your bank is taking a bigger bite than you think. You deserve better. A smarter way to move your money. It's called TransferWise, and more than 1 million people already use it, including me. With TransferWise, you always get the real exchange rate, with no hidden fees. That makes it up to 8 times cheaper than using your bank. Money sent. Start saving on international transfers. Go to TransferWise.com or download the app.
I'm Eli Manning. Check out the games on NFL Sunday Ticket this weekend while I spike this football really hard.
LaShawn McCoy leads the Bills against Julian Edelman and the Patriots. Cam Newton and the Panthers take on Matt Ryan and the Falcons. And Richard Sherman and the Seahawks face Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Jets. Raiders at Ravens, Broncos at Bucks, Cowboys at 49ers. You get every game.
Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS and get NFL Sunday Ticket to watch games anywhere, live every Sunday.
Stoke City still in this game, very much thanks to their goalkeeper Lee Grant on loan from Derby County in the division below. 33 years old, making his first appearance at Old Trafford. Can he continue the good form? Back to Jim Beglin and Daniel Mann.
Ready to attack the Stretford end in this second period here at Old Trafford. Into Wilfred Bonney. Able to gather it in and turn and win a free kick for his team, and already that's much more positive.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's very important that Bonney plays a bigger role in actually holding the ball up and getting turned and linking the play up. And as soon as he was aware of Herrera there, and there was a little tug, he was happy to go to the ground. Arnautovic is capable as well from this range. He has the power.
Shaqiri has already scored from a free kick this season on day one against Middlesbrough. A little further out this one.
Yeah, it might even be a little dink from Shaqiri. We'll wait and see. Only 2 in the wall.
And Shaqiri looks towards the back, and it was a useful free kick. And it's a very important save from David De Gea this time. Although I think the flag might have been up.
Yeah, Martin Zindi. You know, he's the one that's just kind of loitering. He's just a little ahead of where he should be. But he brought a very good save from De Gea with a fine header in the circumstances, but he didn't realise it at the time that the flag was already up behind him.
Well, he's not been overemployed. Routine bit of business to attend to. Jeff Cameron chance in the first half. Probably should have been more than a routine bit of business for him, in all honesty. But setting a better tone at the start of this second half, Stoke City.
Well, I think two things. We spoke about the need for them to knit more together, a higher end of the pitch. But I think that's not good from Bonnie either, and he apologises immediately. The hand is raised. And also, I think Stoke need to try and plug the gaps a little bit more. I just think they need to be a little tighter defensively and getting behind it and working that bit harder to prevent Manchester United from the fluidity we saw in the first half.
Herrera. Ibrahimovic. And again. Oh, it was Pogba up there. Yeah, quite on his wavelength.
Yeah, it was a blind pass. Pogba, I don't know where he heard some sort of a shout, but he just thought there was a runner coming from his left side, and he took a little gamble on it.
Here's Lingard. Pogba, it got a deflection. Jeff Cameron was quickly to him.
Yeah, Cameron's been the one kind of more often than not looking to pick up Pogba. Obviously a big man, and I think if anything comes in aerially, he can match him.
Putting his versatility to good use again. It's Mata's corner. And that was defended by Ryan Shawcross. Herrera.
Yeah, not quite Northampton.
Not quite.
No, but I like him in the position. You know, I think if you play Marouane Fellaini, I think at home, he's kind of more defensive, and he doesn't have the influence that Herrera has. And that's just that little ball we saw. I think he thought maybe Ibrahimovic was trying to go on the follow-up and gave it away. But yeah, I like Herrera, and I like his passing because he doesn't just kind of knock it about, but with zip. Everything is with zip.
Where does Michael Carrick stand in the equation for you?
Well, I think, you know, age is playing a part. I mean, he's always been a beautiful passer, a very elegant player, Michael Carrick. But I think you get a kind of a quickness from Herrera that Carrick can't provide. And I think Mourinho obviously fancies that just at the moment. But like I said, you know, pre-match, that I think Blin could play that position because, you know, he can read it, he can pass it, he can defend because he did better at centre-back than anybody was expecting him to do.
Well, Arnautovic thought he was about to get away there, but conceding a free kick. Joe Allen there with a little swipe, and then Arnautovic seemingly making sure.
Yeah, I mean, referees are not helped by the fact that players do go down very easily these days at, you know, the slightest contact.
There aren't, dare I say this, many jobs where you have to cope with so much deception, almost.
Yeah, well, it is. It is deceit.
Communication skills are strong.
Yeah, I always liked a talkative goalkeeper. Shea Given was the one who lost out, and you know, as probably disappointed as he is just now to be back on the bench, surely he has to acknowledge and admire what we saw from Lee Grant in the first half.
There's a pretty talented bunch there. Peter Crouch, Charlie Adam, Bojan on the back row, who just noted the warm embrace with Jose Mourinho on the touchline before he took his seat. Jesse Lingard won't quite catch up with that. He was reminded of the moment where he nearly, in Jose's words, killed Mourinho with a goal that was ruled out for offside in a Champions League semi-final for Barcelona against Inter back in 2010. It's clearly forgiven him for causing that brief trauma.
I was there that night. I always remember that. That was a fantastic occasion. Atmosphere, because it was Mourinho back at the Nou Camp. The place was hopping.
Great triumph that season, all told, both domestically and on the continental stage. Arnautovic. Cameron. Arnautovic. Maybe a lucky break here for Cameron. Try and keep the momentum going and keep the pressure on here to Antonio Valencia. Oh, he's found a way out all right, Pogba. And there's Shawcross. Ibrahimovic, no question that he was that likely to get to the ball there, and the free kick always looked the likely outcome.
Yeah, and he and Pogba have just had a little exchange after he gave the free kick away, Ibrahimovic and Shawcross, to say that they kind of left it between them just prior to that.
Well, can Shaqiri repeat the dose from a slightly deeper position? Can Bruno Martins Indy time it right? And Ibrahimovic back there showing his considerable worth defensively. Lingard pointing the way ahead of Marcus Rashford here. And the trap is sprung, the flag staying down, but Lee Grant is alive and alert and deals with it. Painful one for Joe Allen.
Well, it looked like the referee was, yeah, he has taken the card out of his pocket. I thought maybe Herrera was going to escape it after appealing, but he was late. And it's, you know, that, I mean, that's high. Studs into the thigh of Joe Allen. He's not going to get away with that.
Well, there's certainly a reasonable case to suggest it could have been more than a yellow.
Yeah, I mean, I think that suffices. Yeah, I'm not sure there was enough aggression in it to warrant, you know, something stronger.
I could imagine Joe Allen's view on the situation, though.
Well, they seem to have kissed and made up.
Certainly a painful one for him. Ibrahimovic cutting a frustrated figure. Shaqiri. Arnautovic. Allen! Real chance on here! Oh, it's another moment of oh so near, if only, for Mark Hughes and Stoke City.
Well, it's the best they've actually put together, that half-forward line all involved. Shaqiri, Arnautovic, Joe Allen. How good is this skill? And he's looking to take it wide of De Gea. Weak. He delivered weakly.
Yeah, the finishing flourish has not been there. That one chance they carved out in the first half, it was a similar story.
No, but this was very, very slick until that moment. And he's just left Smalling for dead, just to open his body up again and sell him a dummy.
And Wayne Rooney limbering up. Well, he played a game-changing role off the bench, particularly orthodox in helping make the goal for Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The yellow card. Zlatan Ibrahimovic tussling there with Shawcross.
Yeah, it's the arm in the face. He says there was nothing intentional about it, that, you know, it's a leverage thing, but Shawcross will tell a different story. And now it's just all a little more competitive than he'd like.
It's Cameron's header. Bonnie, a presence to be mindful of for Chris Smalling there. It's a slightly different feeling around Old Trafford at the start of this second half. There's certainly a good deal of a more even feel about proceedings.
Well, I think half-time has served Stoke City better than Manchester United, the way it's looking at the moment. We'll have to wait and see if there is any action from Mourinho's bench shortly. But yeah, I think Stoke are looking a little more solid, and that's again really clumsy by Bonnie. He's not going to help his cause. He's in the shop window at the moment, and he's trying to get himself a permanent move, whether it's here or somewhere else. And I mean, clumsy stuff like that is not going to help things.
Mata.
Yeah, they were working those passes in the first half of Manchester United, and now they're not quite coming off. And the long one over the top for Lingard as well. If that was just a little shorter, I think he's in, but Lee Grant was able to read it. And
Stoke City a little more enterprising. Eric Peters. Chris Smalling.
Well, Mark Hughes has been bemoaning the fact that, you know, when you're down at that end, the breaks go against you at times, and, you know, one or two games that they could have actually won have got away from them. But maybe this is the day for them that it might just change.
Joe Allen. Oh, into Shaqiri. Glenn Whelan. Shaqiri again. And break for Pogba. It was foul, but advantage played. Blind. And Glenn Whelan tracking back in the way of the cross. He's got help from Pogba, who can unleash one. Safe hands of Lee Grant.
Yeah, it looked like he was just trying to get an extra control on that one. He was just looking for a little bit more safety.
Bailly intervened well. Left on Arnautovic. Sprawled on the deck.
Yeah,
United have a free kick.
Yeah, the arm from Peters, and it was the assistant that gave that. Bobby Madley had ignored it. Just watch the arm come out there.
Mark Perry, the assistant, giving Jose what he wanted. Mata. He's going to unleash one as well. It was an awkward one for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, Zlatan's not delighted about his decision to shoot there, Mata. But, you know, it just opened up once he came inside, but he wanted it slid into feet, Ibrahimovic.
Tends to have a bit of getting what he wants, Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Now that's better from Bonnie.
Here's Arnautovic. Antonio Valencia. Seemingly very much now a right back. Remember in his early Manchester United days, that wonderful understanding he struck up with Wayne Rooney. It seemed every cross he put in was met by Rooney on the near post, and it resulted in a goal. Here's Ibrahimovic, who's offside.
It's good running. But just a little step up from Martin Zindi, and he held it. He's kind of tempted to go with him, but he thought, no, my step up will be enough, and it was. I think Valencia in playing that position initially, and I suppose it's only natural that, I think positionally he was suspect. That sometimes he just didn't have the instinct to get in the right position as a defender, but that is improving.
Another Stoke incursion into United territory.
Yeah, I think it was Peters running into Lingard more than Lingard trying to stop him. I think this was quite a generous decision from the referee.
And Shaqiri ready again. Allen to help it back in there. And Bruno Martins Indy hoping he might have half a chance of getting on the end of something. Whelan. That feel of slight edginess around.
Yeah, the Manchester United threat has diminished significantly since the first 45 minutes.
Allen. Cameron. Biting and biting to try and win it back. In the end, Pogba wins the duel, but illegally so.
I think the referee has given it for the earlier one. I think he's just called it back, you know, just because of the position he's looked at from that one, from Mata.
And a couple of bites, didn't he, Mata, and as it didn't break kindly for Jeff Cameron, he's, as he's entitled to do, take it back.
Stoke need a break, and it might come from one of these set pieces.
In by Arnautovic, Ibrahimovic is there, Whelan. Back in towards Shaqiri. Arnautovic was arriving too, that's Johnson. Shaqiri. Bonnie wants it edge of the box. Another set-piece situation, a corner for Stoke.
Well, speaking of threat, Stoke looked more menacing, much more menacing.
And the side on top at the moment. Chris Smalling and Ryan Shawcross both with plenty of shirt-pulling previous. No wonder probably Matthew's got his eyes on them.
Yeah, I think they were trying to swap there, weren't they? It's a bit early.
And that'll escape Shawcross's clutches. Well, it's that time, and Wayne Rooney and Anthony Martial getting ready to play a part. Rui Faria going through the final details. It's Valencia. Now Bailly. Herrera out of trouble. Pogba. Using that ample chest of his, and Mata. Blind. Pogba. Manchester United in that passage of play showing an assurance and confidence, but determination from Joe Allen, stemming the tide at least briefly. Mata. Blind. Ibrahimovic. Lingard. Herrera! That was closer to Northampton.
Yeah, much closer. I think that's where you could see the hands on the head was the reaction from the Spaniard, because he drilled that. I mean, he struck it beautifully. Pure, crisp. But I think he might have had it covered again, Lee Grant. Certainly looks so, but I think for a moment he knew he was going to have to stretch himself.
Well, a double change imminent then. Juan Mata being withdrawn, so and Jesse Lingard too. So nothing particularly complicated about that equation. The only real bit of juggling, I suppose, is that Rashford will come over to the right and Martial to the left.
Yeah.
Rooney,
That's
the number on his back tells the story.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. Spot on.
Yeah, his first game in midfield, Wayne Rooney, which was for Everton against Stockport County in the League Cup some years ago under David Moyes. Threw him in there as a second-half substitute. He enjoyed himself. Didn't expect it to occur as often as it has done in recent times, I'm sure.
Yeah, we kind of wondered today about certainly Lingard as to whether he'd maintain a position in the side or whether Martial would take it away from him. Well, it's happened now, and Mourinho is you know, he's played his cards now. Needs the improvement to follow.
Valencia. And here is Rooney. Ibrahimovic. He'll take the strike! Oh, and a whisker away.
Well, I mean, this is what he's got in his locker, that power from range, and if you just give him, you know, an inch, then he's likely to threaten. And I think it was probably a little further away than we initially thought, but for a moment I thought it was an early birthday present for him.
35 tomorrow, but you know, ironically in probably their least dominant spell of the game. We've had a couple that have whistled just by.
But that's why he's here, because, you know, big personalities, big talents, they can produce moments like that out of the blue.
Cameron unable to make the header, but makes the second one. Now Shaqiri almost got himself into real trouble and still might. Herrera. Martial. Rooney. Oh, Cameron nipped in. Martial! The breakthrough finally comes from Manchester United. And it's the substitutes who make an instant impact. Well, it's a touch ironic because really in this second half they've been at their least dominant. But they now do have what on the face of it is a deserved lead.
What a finish. And Grant finally beaten and really unstoppable in the circumstances. And it just came from what turned out to be a kind of a miscontrol by Rooney. Slightly unfortunate, I think, Stoke City, in that they think they're winning it back, and it's just ended up falling perfectly on the right foot of Martial. But listen, he still has to finish it off. And boy, was Cameron and Stoke City were they punished for the little loose one. Spectacularly so.
Emphatic and a bit of a nerve settler. There's been a bit more of an edgy atmosphere around Old Trafford during this second half, when Stoke have had their most positive, sustained spell of the game. But in what has been a familiar position for them this season, chasing a game. Here's Rashford, trying to get away from Cameron. Whoa, that's outrageous, Pogba! And here's Martial. They're queuing up in there. Ibrahimovic is in there, trying to improvise. And still it's on here. Blind! And Bruno Martins Indy in the way.
Well, talking about the substitutions, I mean, they've provided a huge spark. Martial with the goal, and now Manchester United are kind of back full tilt again. And Stoke under an awful lot of pressure. Brilliant work by Ibrahimovic to keep it alive. And Martins Indy just delighted to be there to denied Glynn, and he's thinking it's 2. He's got to wait a bit yet.
Well, Baye's in there. And come out for Blind again. Baye! Oh! Well, Rooney to retrieve. Well, it's heroic last-ditch stuff. It was Glenn Whelan in the way. And Baye preventing Stoke from mustering any kind of threat on the counter.
Old Trafford's been re-energised.
Ibrahimovic. Peters has to defend the situation. And pressure nowhere near relieved.
Well, that's what goals can do for you. I mean, game changers, mindset changers, and it's all happened here.
In there by Martial. Ibrahimovic! Oh, Grant again.
I just love the little movement from Ibrahimovic. He just pulled away from everybody else, knowing that he had a chance that might just end up at his feet.
Well, they can barely get out of their own half at the moment, Stoke. Rashford with a teasing ball. Across to relative safety.
Well, his earlier one, Rashford with the outside of the right foot with a spin on it, was very, very clever.
Martial. It's Bonny. And Arnautovic. They haven't quite got away with that. Martial. Rashford. Held up briefly by Arnautovic. Peters. Shaqiri. Breathing another big sigh of relief.
Yeah. And, you know, he's had to be smart again on the Ibrahimovic one, Grant.
Well, he's only been beaten by an outstanding finish from Anthony Martial. But he's done his prospects of retaining the shirt come what may. The power of good today, the Stoke City goalkeeper. Remember, he was number 2 at Derby. Arnautovic. Peters. And this will come as blessed relief for Stoke. Reacquaint themselves with possession. And who knows, maybe make something of it, but Herrera gets a footing. Arnautovic has stayed down.
Yeah, and he does that job better than people think, Herrera, in winning it back.
Stoke still short-handed because Arnautovic hasn't got up, and now Bobby Madley is going to stop the game.
It's the sporting thing to do. I mean, we heard boos around the ground, but he seemed to be caught on the knee, although the ball was played by Herrera.
Well, John Walters is getting ready immediately. Peter Crouch won't be far behind him either as Stoke look to change the situation.
Yeah, Walters can operate, can't he, from a wide area. He can maybe go to the right side. Could be a swap for Shaqiri. And you would think, there's always the possibility he can go with 2 up front. You would think it might be a straight swap with Crouch for Bonny.
He's back on his feet. Richly gifted feet.
Yeah, he's not happy now, Arnautovic, because I suspect he might have been told he's being subbed anyway, but he disagrees with it. You can see him mouthing off towards the bench.
Well, his game is over. despite his obvious frustration, his obvious feelings that he can continue. And John Walters is his replacement. Well, you know exactly what you're going to get. And he has been suffering with an ankle problem recently. Shake of the head there from Wilfried Bonney as well at his withdrawal. Peter Crouch, his replacement. Scored an FA Cup winner for Liverpool against Manchester United. There's a hat-trick to his name this season against Stevenage in the EFL Cup. But struggling to claim a place from the start in the Premier League at the moment.
Yeah, you know, but two very experienced and savvy pros in Walters and Crouch, and Walters is going to operate from the left-hand side.
Peter Crouch, who comes from a family of Manchester City fans on his mum's side, born in Macclesfield.
Well, you might like the colour he's wearing at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah. I think his allegiances lie in West London, although he's a bit coy about precisely where in West London, whether it's QPR or Chelsea.
Fulham not getting a look in then, no?
I don't think so. Lost to QPR yesterday, missed 2 penalties, including one in the last minute, Fulham. It was always a keenly contested derby. Ibrahimovic. Valencia. The game's certainly not yet won. Manchester United.
Oh, but they've re-established some control.
Will they need a little bit of insurance? Rashford.
I mean, there's one thing getting the chances, and I think it was a criticism of Manchester United in the first half that we weren't seeing the clinical side of their game. That's clinical. I mean, a little unfortunate, Cameron, the way it's broken back. Martial, who started it all to begin with, but oh, what a finish.
It's a fair way to open your account for the season, isn't it? Ben Johnson. Talk about not winning here since 1976, Stoke. They haven't avoided defeat since 1980. 2-2 draw. Shaqiri feeling slightly aggrieved, but it's a United free kick. Bailly. Quiet day for David De Gea.
Yeah, Cameron tested him a couple of times in the first half, but not greatly.
There's Martial again. Now then, well, only one outcome there. Ryan Shawcross, the guilty party.
I mean, you know, that's just what you want to see. Rashford doing it on one side and Martial on the other, just taking defenders on. And, it was a rather easy decision for the referee. Don't you think so?
I think so. For Rooney over this. Rooney to whip it, and Grant together.
Very good hands, because it's arriving just as it's hitting the turf. and sometimes they can kind of bounce away from you, but yeah, very solid.
That's Allen. Jeff Cameron now. Daley Blind. Once upon a time, conceding a throw-in in that kind of position against Stoke was putting yourself in real jeopardy. That's good work by Johnson. Oh, and it's spilled, and Crouch is in there. Where's it going to drop? It's going to drop for Joe Allen, who has stunned Old Trafford. Well, it was a slender lead. It has now been wiped out after a moment of chaos at the back for Manchester United.
Well, they're going absolutely mad, the Stoke City fans, and understandably so, but Daley Blind had a chance to knock it downfield, and all he did was knock it out for a throw. And from that, this developed with Johnson. I think it was handled poorly by De Gea, I must admit. Crouch thinks he's in, and it comes back off the frame of the goal. And Joe Allen, and to his credit, Joe Allen was in there. He was in there ferreting in the hope something might break his way, and it did. And it didn't look as if Stoke were likely to get back into things, but they have now. I mean, another big game changer.
I enjoyed that, and I suspect Joe Allen enjoyed it more than most. His Liverpool past notwithstanding, he is a Manchester United fan and would have enjoyed finding the Stretford end net. Ander Herrera is withdrawn, and Memphis Depay is his replacement.
Yeah, and Rooney's back now a little deeper in midfield. Here he is on it now, and that means we're seeing Memphis from the right and Martial sticking to the left. Rashford is now in behind Ibrahimovic, or probably, in fairness, with him up front. Classic Mourinho reaction. We need a goal. Take the deepest line midfielder off. Herrera.
Glenn Whelan scampering after that with determination, and Manchester United have to do it all over again. That's Pogba.
Stoke pretty much zonal across the 6-yard box.
Joe Allen trying to get to grips with Paul Pogba in there, which is a bit of a mismatch, although there's a bit of pulling in there. Possibly Bailly penalised.
Yeah, and Stoke, as you would expect now, won't be in any hurry. Now, we were talking earlier on, Daniel, about the fact that Joe Allen, I think, is enjoying that kind of extra license to get forward and get in and around the box. He'll enjoy that just a little bit more. Huge goal for his club.
Well, a point here could represent a transformative point in their campaign. But it's a point that still needs a bit of earning.
And doesn't Peter Crouch know that? I mean, he's even behind it.
Martin Zindi up, Whelan away. Only as far as Blind. Rooney.
I'm telling you, Blind will be really annoyed with himself, because as soon as he made that mistake knocking it, he would have been thinking, I hope this doesn't lead to anything, and it did.
Allen in trouble, couldn't keep a foothold. It's Pogba, it's Ibrahimovic. Oh, and it's Grant again who produces another important save for his team.
Well, I'm surprised he was given the time, Ibrahimovic, to be able to actually control it and still get the turn and the time to do that.
was Eric Peters who hurled himself at that. And that will fall to Walters. And can he spring Shaqiri here?
Before the international break, with regard to staying in the hunt and staying close to those above them in the table, Manchester United probably really need to dig this out now and find a winner.
Memphis Depay. Put in there from Peters. Whelan. Smalling. Cannon kindly. Smalling couldn't get it under his spell, and now a break may well be on. And it's John Walters leading it. Crouch up with him. Allen looking to join them.
He had to find one of them, Walters, and he hasn't.
And could it be costly? Depay. Rashford. Valencia. Rooney. Depay. Bailly. Rashford. Oh, and Martin Zindi able to divert it away from trouble.
Yeah, when something like that is hit at pace, you're just hoping you get good enough contact on it.
Fingers crossed. And there's Rashford to deliver. Crouch to meet. Shaqiri to bring it away. But they can't get out. It's Rashford. It's dangerous. Oh! And it's Paul Pogba denied by the frame of the goal. I don't know if he almost caught it too well.
And it's just a little reminder from Jose Mourinho that that one should have gone in, and a couple probably in the first half. I mean, this is just fantastic ball in from Rashford. It really is. It's a dream ball. All the pace in the world on it. All he had to do was get over it. You know, I think it's kind of part header, part shoulder. And that's why it hit what it did.
Yeah, in the end, he certainly didn't get optimum contact. Former United man. Still a United fan. Phil Bardsley on to try and help Stoke City over the line here, replacing Xherdan Shaqiri. Well, he's had his concerns about the amount of stoppage time here at Old Trafford before. Mark Hughes as an opposition manager. Most notably in one of the most notable Manchester derbies of all time. I think we're going to have about 4 minutes by all accounts.
Well, I'm just thinking back. I mean, Marcus Rashford got a big goal at Hull City in Jose time.
Well, we'll see if that catches on. Not quite into stoppage time yet. Well, something's gone on here. Joe Allen brushing up on his horticulture. Confirmation that there will be 4 added minutes.
Yeah, Pogba. It looks like a mismatch. You're thinking, why is Joe Allen even doing that? No need for that. I mean, it's a bit kind of over-aggressive from Pogba.
Rooney's delivery. He'll get another opportunity here. In threateningly, and might have been a telling touch from Ryan Shawcross again.
It was. This is an extremely important header because Rooney stands this up beautifully far post and to go on, get on that, but Shawcross did.
Pogba hoping to climb, but he was doing exactly that, and it will be a free kick to Stoke, and precious seconds gained. Well, we were talking the revival talk after their tremendous performance against the champions. has the momentum been halted by a Stoke City side who have managed to stay in the game despite some major scares. It's been an onslaught at times in the second half.
But if Stoke City can get a point from this, then it's a huge morale booster. It's not just, you know, a morale booster. It's much bigger than that, because it's Manchester United, it's Old Trafford, and the fact that they were one behind, so will really kind of embolden the belief. If.
It's often the operative word. Rooney in there. Shawcross on the end of it again. Joe Allen will get a second chance, which he's grateful for.
That's quite clever. That's quite skillful.
Walters battling doggedly. Eric Peters stretching. Another nervous glance at the watch. Well, it's a nail biter, all right. Rashford. Moments like that will embolden Stoke City and their supporters, who are starting to get the sense this is going to be a little bit of a day to remember for them. Well, he has been back here and won with Blackburn Rovers as a manager, and I'm sure if they can see this through, it will feel just as good as that, given their current toils. Martial. Glenn Johnson. Very much from the no-nonsense school there.
Yeah, Manchester United will look back on the first half and think it should have been won by then.
It's got to go. Still a few more seconds at least. Valencia. Rooney to pick it up. Last chance maybe for United here. Martial. Martin Zindi. And that is that. Well, what a difference a week makes. A point was desperate disappointment for Stoke last weekend, but sheer delight for them to have put a spoke in Manchester United's wheels here today. The first time they've avoided defeat at Old Trafford in 36 years. And it's Joe Allen, a boyhood Manchester United fan with his second goal in 8 days, that has given them that precious point, and maybe a transformative point in that season. Lee Grant playing a huge part in it with a sequence of at times wondrous saves. Anthony Martial beat him though with a wonderful finish just after he'd come on, and we thought then that Manchester United would cruise through to another 3 points. It's not the case, and they still have real ground to make up. But for Mark Hughes, it's the perfect lift to the mood before the international break. Everywhere you look, United heads shaking in disappointment. The final score, Manchester United 1, Stoke City 1.
You may have caught in the corner there those Stoke City fans celebrating like they've taken all 3 points. That's what it will feel like to them. They're still looking for their first 3 points this season, but it is a first ever point in the Premier League for Stoke City at Old Trafford. Manchester United will rue the countless chances they had. They go up a place to 6th, but it could have been 3rd. Here's a quick look at Dover International Speedway for you, where they're drying the track for the Xfinity Series race that was postponed from yesterday. Coverage for that one begins at 10 a.m. on CNBC. Therefore, Leicester against Southampton can now be seen on Premier League Extra Time. That one kicking off at 9:15. We've got Tottenham Man City to come. Well, well done, Stoke City.
Yeah.
At half-time, I said that both managers would be satisfied, and Jose Mourinho, I thought the way that Manchester United played and had possession would have been OK with things and wanted the goal. His substitutions in the end got him the goal, but then he'd be hugely disappointed that they haven't gone on. And you talked about ruining some of the chances that they didn't take first off. Maybe that came back to haunt them. And the other thing, the one part of Manchester United's team that's safe, that's solid, that you know is good, is David De Gea. And he makes a bit of a spill for the Stoke goal, and in the end it's cost his team.
Was it just one of those days for United when the ball wouldn't go in enough?
In the first half, for sure, but there was a baffling timidity with the way they approached the second half, almost complacent that they dominated the first 45 and it would come naturally. And the work rate, the fluidity, the intensity dropped off at the beginning of the second half, and that's coaxed Stoke back into the game. An outstanding goalkeeper performance for Stoke. Lee Grant, we have to say, is one of the reasons they got an incredibly valuable point.
Yeah, what an Old Trafford debut for Lee Grant. Let's just bring you the Mercedes full match stats. We will have the highlights for you. The Mercedes-Benz full match stats, 24 shots for Manchester United, 9 on target, 67% possession. But the scoreline, Manchester United 1, Stoke City 1. Huge match coming up at White Hart Lane. Eric Lamela in the starting lineup for Tottenham, who are enjoying their best top-flight start in over 50 years. Claudio Bravo and Manchester City aiming to make it 7 wins from 7. We'll have team news, plus we'll head out to the lane next.
At Lexus, what we learn on the track doesn't stay on the track. It just finds more street legal form. Experience the power and precision of the Lexus F-Sport Performance line. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Assists, completions. He's Mr. Instant Meeting, Ed Feldman.
Press 1 to lead your team onto the meeting field. Start your free trial at gotomeeting.com.
Crowds in Midtown today mean only one thing.
Everyone is ready for the next-gen iPhone. And so is Verizon, with the only next-gen network that lets you make the most of it. LTE Advanced delivers 50% faster peak speeds to over 450 cities coast to coast. The next-gen iPhone deserves the next-gen network. And right now, get our best offer, iPhone 7 for $99.
Assists, completions. He's Mr. Instant Meeting, Ed Feldman.
Press 1 to lead your team onto the meeting field. Start your free trial at gotomeeting.com.
Wednesday Night Rivalry returns on LCSN.
You're here to buy a car. What would help is simply being able to recognize a fair price. TrueCar has pricing data on every make and model, so all you have to do is search for the car you want. There it is. Now you're an expert in less than a minute. This is TrueCar.
Get your choppers.
Sir, target now in sight.
Target now out of sight. Call the doctor. Looks like you have missile poisoning. Mobile strike. Download and play now. Free from the App Store.
Attention sleep apnea sufferers. If you use CPAP therapy and have private insurance or a Medicare replacement plan, Americare CPAP may be able to help you get your CPAP supplies at little or no cost to you and free shipping.
Call 800-997-9210.
If you're just waking up and joining us, Manchester United have been forced to settle for a point at home to Stoke City after allowing Stoke back into it with 8 minutes to play. The highlight, the story of the game. Early chance, plenty of them in that first half, Robbie, for United.
Yeah, it was a slick United team, got off after the rails quickly, and Pogba was involved here. It's a lovely ball that he cuts into Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and he should be scoring Zlatan. He shows the goalkeeper one side. The question was he onside? You can see clearly he is, and afterwards he's playing him onside. But when he gets there, he opens his body up, the keeper reads him. It's a good save from Lee Grant. It was a bit of a story of the day. frustration there for Zlatan, and this was the best move of the first half for United. Put the passes together, there's the interplay, there's the movement. We talked about it on the tactics board before. Again, Pogba, it's just the finish that's missing for $116 million. He's got to add more goals to his game, and Juan Mata, lovely bit of skill here, drags the ball back. He's trying to chip it over a goalkeeper who's in good form. He's certainly up for the game. And here's a chance as the ball comes in. Zlatan's going to... Great feet, really nimble. Footwork for a big player. Changes his body direction well. Gets to the near post, and it's a good save again as Lingard comes into the near post.
Second half substitutions. On comes Wayne Rooney and Anthony Martial replacing Juan Mata and Jesse Lingard, and it didn't take long, Robbie, for it to go 1-0.
A couple of minutes later, and Wayne Rooney came on as a substitute in the Europa League game, was involved with an assist here. Not sure if Wayne's going to see this as an assist when the defender comes and nicks the ball off your toe, but it finds its way back to Anthony Martial, and this was the Martial of last season. He hasn't looked quite as happy this year, but comes in, does well, because this is what he does well. He comes onto his right foot, the goal's opened up, he's one thing on his mind, and that's a brilliant finish to give United the lead.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic had his chances today, Kyle.
He did, and I agree with Robbie. A man of his quality should finish him, but give a lot of credit to that man right there, Lee Grant, who came up with another big save there and put themselves in a position to go on and get something out of this game. And it's Glenn Johnson who forces a mistake out of Herrera. Nice little nutmeg right there. The second mistake is De Gea, and then Joe Allen, one of the best players on the field, put it away. And it's just two uncharacteristic mistakes. Herrera was outstanding in the game. First, dives in, gets nutmegged, and you expect De Gea, if he's not going to catch that, to push it into a benign situation. But there was another goalkeeper who was outstanding.
The first time he's ever played at Old Trafford, the Liberty Mutual Insurance man of the match, Lee Grant.
He was so good today. And obviously, you give a lot of credit to the entire Stoke team for fighting through and capitalizing on this. A man who came up with so many saves to keep him in the game, to go and fight on and get a point was going to be a morale-boosting situation. But it looked like maybe at the end they weren't going to be able to save that point. A header that should be buried by Pogba, and Mourinho can't believe it.
Lee Grant really was the story of this game. Final score at Old Trafford, United 1, Stoke 1. Let's hear from the man of the match alongside the man who got the equalising goal, Joe Allen.
Joe, what a point, what a tremendous fight back.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, to go a goal behind against a team like that, especially in the second half, and come back and get a point is, yeah, it's a tough ask, but we did it. Obviously, thanks to this man, put off some great saves, but you expect that when you come to Old Trafford.
You had a chance yourself just before the goal, so you must. Yeah. There's no hiding the delight in scoring, but the relief as well.
No, of course not. When you come to Old Trafford, you're not going to get many chances. So I thought that was probably going to be my only one, and maybe the team's only real good chance. Thankfully, doesn't get much easier than that. It fell for me just on the line, and yeah, well earned point for us, I think, in the end.
Lee, it's only his second Premier League appearance. What a day.
Yeah, obviously a great day for me personally. I think more importantly, though, the point is all important today. They're much needed at present, so yeah, we're delighted to come away with something.
But they had a string of chances, particularly in that first half. Some fantastic saves from you. What was your favourite, Pogba?
I don't know. Listen, I'll have to have a little look back at the video in the week, but I think you understand that you're going to be under pressure in the early part of the game against Man United at home, so we were well aware of that, and thankfully we were prepared as well.
From Manchester to North London, Tottenham have only conceded one goal in the Premier League at White Hart Lane so far this campaign. They welcome Manchester City, another team who are unbeaten. The team news is in. Robbie L. Tottenham.
Hugo Lloris continues to perform at a high level. He's kept 3 clean sheets in his 5 appearances all competitions this season. It's the #1 back four for Tottenham. Walker, Rose, Alderweireld, Vertonghen. They've got the best defensive record in the league, only conceded 3 goals. They've got a good understanding of each other's game. Victor Wanyama, he'll provide the insurance in front of him. Sissoko will operate down the right. Lamella's quality on the left. Ali and Eriksson will play centrally and expect Ali to make runs forward. And Heung-min Son looks like he's going to play in the 4th, 9th position. He's in good form, 4 goals in his last 5 appearances in all competitions.
How big a fan are you, Robbie, of Hugo Lloris?
Huge fan. I'm going to give some Lloris love, to be honest, because he's a good goalkeeper, Rebecca, and if you're going to win the title, you have to have a goalkeeper that's safe, that's solid and consistent, and he is and all that. And I'll tell you the influence and the personality that he has, the club, that he's captain. And for a goalkeeper to be captain, it's quite special because he gets detached from, areas of the pitch and other teammates, but that's the regard he's held at this football club. He's got all the attributes: size, presence, shot-stopping, decision-making. He never gets too excitable, and he's a good communicator with that back four we play in front of him.
At the other end of the field, Heung-min Son coming in for the injured Harry Kane. What a contrast to last season for this player.
Yeah, and it was interesting, just in the summer, he refused to go to a couple of international games because he said he wanted to stay at the football club and concentrate on getting a place in Spurs' team. And you can see how that extra sort of dedication and concentration's worked out. You know, Harry Kane's been injured, his goals have been vital, but he's more than just goals. His willingness to run, his energy, his zest, whether he's playing in the false nine position or the wide positions, is an attribute for Spurs.
Team news, Manchester City, Carl Martino.
Only one change to the defensive unit that played last game as Zabaleta comes into the back line on the right. They've got some issues with Nolito still serving a suspension, and Kevin De Bruyne with his hamstring injury means that they've got to shift things around a little bit. Navas comes in, plays off the right, and İlkay Gündoğan, who played midweek in Champions League, maybe it's too early for him coming off of a big knee injury to play again. So that means that Fernando's going to come in, sit a little deeper, and we'll probably see Fernandinho move forward and get underneath Aguero. And obviously Raheem Sterling's been outstanding.
Well, Raheem Sterling is the Capital One player profile. He is now reminding everyone, Carl, of those talents.
Yeah, and I think this is the Raheem Sterling, you know, we thought we knew. And the pressure of a big move, a price tag, and whether or not it was the right decision, playing for Pep Guardiola right now, starting for Manchester City and being one of the first names on the team sheet, you'd have to say it was the right decision. And I think it was a phone call from Pep Guardiola during the Euros to Raheem Sterling to say how important he was going to be to his plans that started the confidence boost. And it's transferred onto the field. And today's a big game for him to continue to show what he's capable of.
Fernandinho, all managers seem to love him, and Pep Guardiola's no different.
Yeah, you know, when it's Fernando, who we're seeing right there, and Fernandinho that are playing together, that's unique because we don't see them play together often, but Fernandinho is a player, and Pep Guardiola said it this week, if a team had 3 Fernandinhos, they'd go on and win the title. He only has 1, and he's going to have a Fernandinho playing in a slightly different role, a little more advanced.
Good spot, Carl. Tottenham against Manchester City is live at White Hart Lane. Our commentary team, Arlo White and Graham Lasoa in position. Gentlemen, what's standing out for you ahead of this one?
Hello, Rebecca. Good morning to everybody. Well, a few things. It's an intriguing set of 11s that will face off against each other here at White Hart Lane. No Harry Kane, of course, Graham, for Spurs because he's injured. They don't have a recognised striker, but in Heung-min Son, they have a player that is, in the words of Mauricio Pochettino, on fire. Do you expect the same as Robbie and for him to start up top?
I do expect him to start up top. It's funny because we were scuttling around the gantry speaking to all the other commentators about the lineups, which I think says a lot about the selections. But with Son, he will start up top, I think, but don't be surprised if Lamela and him don't interchange at certain stages during the game. The Tottenham midfield, the creative side of the Tottenham midfield is very fluid, so I'd even expect Ali to make some foraging runs, and then he's going to come back and probably take up a more central striker role until the team gets set again. So it's going to be a movable feast, shall we say, that setup from Spurs.
Fairly fluid. We'll wait to see how it goes. Look, Pep Guardiola, Graham, said about his Manchester City side, both of these teams in Champions League action during the week, that after the game against Celtic, his side was so exhausted they couldn't even speak to each other. Has he gone slightly more conservative today?
I think he's given himself some security, some extra security to be more defensively solid, and with Fernando and Fernandinho in there, Fernandinho can go forward, of course, we've seen him do that in the last couple of games, but actually I think he's got a solid block there that he can put in if he needs to. If the team needs to get some rest, recovery, then I'd expect those two to sit next to each other and be disciplined for 5-10 minutes during the game.
Great, Graham. Look forward to more thoughts on Graham Lasoa during the game. Rebecca, kick-off approaching fast here at White Hart Lane.
Thank you, chaps. Two of the best managers in the game right now will be side by side at the lane, of course, Mauricio Pochettino and Pep Guardiola. One of the others in that group, Jose Mourinho. You'll hear from the Manchester United boss next.
It's 8 on Sunday morning.
E-Man.
What up, Pete?
You know I have DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. I get every game, every Sunday, all in HD.
Yeah, I know that.
So you want to come over? I'll make nachos.
I can't right now, man. I'm playing.
All right. Pencil you in for Tuesday.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket only on DirecTV and watch live football anywhere. Switch today and get a $100 reward card.
Today we're going to be comparing these two truck beds. Let's start over here with this aluminum bed. Put your toolbox up here. Whoa, that's a big hole.
That is unbelievable.
Now, let's check out the roll-formed steel bed of the Silverado. Same spot, same empty toolbox.
Took it way better.
The steel held up.
It's Truck Month. Find your tag and get over $11,000 total value on this Silverado All-Star. Or now through October 10th, get 0% financing for 72 months on all 2016 Silverado pickups. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
You both have a perfect driving record.
Perfect.
No tickets, no accidents.
That is until one of you clips a food truck, ruining your perfect record.
Yeah.
Now, you would think your insurance company would cut you some slack, right?
No, your insurance rates go through the roof. Your perfect record doesn't get you anything.
Anything.
Perfect.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.
With Custom Ink, you can design custom t-shirts and other great products for every occasion. From the first day of school to game day and everything in between. With the best collection of styles and graphics to choose from, it's easy to go online and create custom t-shirts and more for all of life's events. Get free shipping and on-time delivery, guaranteed. Go to customink.com to get started today.
Amongst the ruins of our fallen world lie riches beyond belief. Wealth, respect, glory, power. All yours for the taking. Dungeon Hunter 5. Download now for free.
In this morning's early game, Manchester United were held at home by Stoke City 1-1. The final score, United had led. The post-match thoughts of Jose Mourinho.
Jose, what's your view of that performance? Is that a step back after the Leicester game?
My view is simple. Best United performance in all season. 3 or 4-0 at half-time, 6 or 7-0 in the end of the game. But the result is 1-1. That's football. That's football. That's very undeserved. But I repeat, much better performance than against Leicester, because against Leicester the result made more than the performance, and today was exactly the opposite. The best performance by far. 6, 7, 8 great chances to win the game, even after the 1-0. Is United a team that wants to score more goals and to be completely in control? They go there once, they score the goal, and nothing more to say.
Best United performance of the season, says Jose Mourinho. 2 games kicking off here on NBCSN. Tottenham against Man City. There's just a few moments away. It was going to be Leicester City Southampton on CNBC. That game is now available for you over on Premier League Extra Time. Let's take you now to North London and back into the hands of Arlo White.
Rebecca, thank you very much indeed. Welcome to White Hart Lane, everybody. In North London, that's the scene down in the tunnel area, of course, down below us. Hugo Lloris will lead out Spurs, and Pablo Zabaleta, in the absence, of course, of Vincent Kompany, will lead out Manchester City. A former teammate of opposing manager Mauricio Pochettino at Espanyol. Teams will be greeted by bright sunshine. Bit of a chill in the air as we approach another international break. And both of these sides would like to disperse to the 4 corners of the world with 3 points in the hand luggage. So two teams in fantastic form go head-to-head at the Lane. Spurs are seeking a 4th straight Premier League win. City a 7th. Another early season blockbuster will kick off after this short break on NBC SN.